welcome back or welcome. Sorry, I had to sort out my lighting. So I must have been writing the date, guys, to sign a form, and then I was like, the 6th of October. Whose birthday is today?
I was like, I don't know anyone's birthday. I know the 11th, I know blah blah blah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I remember writing this date in my diary in 2012 because 5 years diabetic. Yeah. I'm smiling today, thank you Jesus, because in 2012, obviously, as you would expect, I wasn't smiling. I was far from it. I was very sad. And I actually celebrated, oh my gosh, the day, what do you call it? Well, I marked the day, should I say, when it was 1 year of being diagnosed in boarding school. Yeah, and I just remember I was like seriously depressed, man. That was some real depression. I'm not ashamed to even talk about that and admit that. Like, if you knew me then you just know that was not my year. That was not the year for me. Like, going to boarding school was not even a part of the problem. I
wanted to go to boarding school. I needed to escape. I needed to get away, escape. So that was not the part of the problem. And no, I wasn't sent to boarding school because I was naughty or anything like that. So yeah. Anyway,
how was I diagnosed? I kept going to the toilet a lot, so a lot of urination. I was drinking a lot. I was really thirsty. This was back in year 9 when I was attending Eastbrook in Dagenham. Yeah, my friends, like, I always like, let's fill up our water bottle, all of this stuff. I always needed water, or I was drinking milk a lot. I wasn't eating a lot because I was just tired. When I got home, why was I napping until the next day to wake up for school? It was so bad. I think my mum knew because she's a nurse. She knew at the back of her mind that it might be type 1 diabetes, but she was just telling me, and I was saying to her, oh yeah, I think it's a bladder problem. I was like, yeah, it's just a bladder problem. I keep going to the toilet. I didn't make any correlation between me being tired as well and sometimes having extreme like hunger. I hadn't made any connection with that, so yeah. But that's what it ended up being. I went to the hospital, my GP in Hackney at the time, and he tested my level when it was 16. That's quite high, but now when I see that, I'm just like, extra insulin sort of thing. There is so much to talk about in terms of this. You can get insulin resistant at sometimes. That's when ketones come into it, and I have a different tester for testing ketones. That's why when my sister said it in the other video, I was like, I know ketones to be something else. And recently I had to go to the hospital for that. That was my first experience with ketones. Commonly, people have ketones when they are firstly diagnosed, but praise God that wasn't me. When I did have it, God came through. I was really scared, man. The person I was talking to at the time, like at the time when it was happening, knew that I was like proper anxious. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't want to go into any, I don't know, like I just didn't want to be in hospital. Anyway, so yeah, so it's called diabetic ketoacidosis, something like that. It's a long name. It's all complex. It's not as simple or simplistic as I'm making it sound. Like, this is how I can talk now that I'm more aware of what I have, and that better not come inside, and I'm more comfortable with it. Before, I would never tell people I'm diabetic. Like, it was even a thing where if I told you, you're my girl, you're my guy, whatever, like, we're quite close, and if you then went to go and tell someone else, I didn't want to be your friend, because I felt like that was such a big betrayal of trust. And at the same time, I still have the mentality that I don't think you have the right to do that, but it depends on your intentions. If you're telling someone because you want to be like, I know this about Lade, then I can't be cool with you. But if you were telling the other person like, oh no, Lade's doing this because she's diabetic, then yeah. Please head over to my Instagram to read what I wrote after 2 years of being diagnosed. It's like one of the first posts. Please press comment section. It continues when you go further down. Instagram didn't have the see more at that time. So yeah, you can read more about it there. This is my equipment. I didn't purposely not tell you guys until the 6th of October to be like, hey, it's 5 years. So if that's what you're thinking, but it worked out well. These are strips. It's broken here, not because I'm a mess.
Even though sometimes I'm a mess, but because when I went to the Young Brain concert, I lost it, and someone probably took it thinking it was money or something like that. And yeah.
That's why I said it was eventful in my previous video. So you basically take the strips. I'm sure you guys have had to have your blood glucose levels tested at some point, and then you put it in here, prick all of that. I'm not going to do that on camera. One, because I think my level might be slightly high, and two, because you just don't need to do that, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
Sorry if it's not focused, I can barely see myself.
2 injections. No, I take more than 2 injections. I take maybe 5 to 7 injections in a day. My levels aren't really stable since I've come to university. The red one symbolizes my nighttime insulin. It's not red for any particular reason. I just have 2 different color pens. People have seen this and been like, oh my gosh, you do shisha, you vape, all of this stuff, or what's that? That's a fancy pen, and it's an injection.
Do not call it a jab, a stab, any of that stuff, because I'm not a druggie, a junkie, anything like that. No offense. Actually, there is offense to people that are that, because you shouldn't be doing that.
He's my best friend, but we got into it. He's like, oh, are you going to stab yourself or do your jab or something like that? And I don't find something like that funny. Like, I'm a sensitive person in general, but...
As you can probably tell from how passionate I am in this video,
I don't think when someone has a health condition, unless I've made the joke by myself, you have the right to then make a joke and be like, oh yeah, it's time for you to stab yourself, sort of thing. Like, that's not a joke. Do you want to be going through that every day?
I don't think so. So anyway, that's not me getting at him again. That's to anyone that wants to try me.
I experienced some sort of stigma to having this, because obviously, let me let you know now, guys, diabetes on a plate, unless you're going to be like type 2, which I don't think you're going to say. So just don't say it. Oh, I'm going to get diabetes. Even before I knew what diabetes was, I didn't find it funny. Like, oh, why is that funny? I just don't know. Like, just don't do it, because you never know. You are treading on eggshells with that one. So yeah, I didn't even finish explaining this, but basically this is the insulin. This is the one I take with every meal, every snack, whatever, anything that has more than 15 grams of carbohydrates I take. So when I'm taking long in the toilet and you've been to a restaurant with me, I'm working out how many carbohydrates I've had using this. I put the amount of carbs in and it will calculate it for me, but I worked out the ratio by myself, so really I could do it in my head. So say for example, you probably can't even see that. What do you do?
Listen, I'm new to all of this, yeah, calm. So
let's do a bonus advice. Yeah, bonus advice means how much insulin, that type of insulin anyway, I'm taking for my thing. So then you see carbs, yeah, I press carbs. If I do like 1 carb, I'm not taking anything. Like, are you silly? What's 1 carb gonna do? That's providing how many kilojoules of energy? Nothing. So if I put 70 carbs now,
70 carbs, what can I give you an example that has 70 carbs? I don't know, so let me do 50 carbs.
because a Chicago town small mini pizza is like 49 carbs. That means I'm taking 5 units of insulin, but I could have worked that out myself, because I went to a Diana course. I'll insert some videos from that, and they changed my ratio to 1 to 10, which means basically I'm taking 1 unit for every 10 grams of carbohydrate. If I don't eat, then it's fine. Or if I do physical activity, you might not need an injection because you're burning or you're using the sugar that you've just eaten. So this is not very structured, pardon me. Sometimes it gets me like, why do I have to do this? And it's so much of a pain. Like when everyone's social and gathering and I've had a bit of Fanta or something, there's nothing I can't have. I can eat whatever and anything I want, guys. As long as I'm taking the insulin that you produce in your body, I'm taking it manually for myself, then I can eat whatever. Shouldn't have this because it's got too much sugar in it or something like that. I can have whatever I like, because if you look at an apple, for example, the amount of carbs that are in an apple might be equivalent to like a Pop-Tart or something. No, that's not what Pop-Tart is. Oh my god. It might be equivalent to, you know, those little circle cakes.
Gosh, why can't I go with simple examples? Yeah.
So yeah, a big apple could be equivalent to that. So it really doesn't matter what I eat, so long as I'm taking the insulin. This nighttime one, I take it at night, but I also take it in the morning, but we call it my nighttime insulin because the most commonly used one is Lantus, which is 24 hours. So you just take it once and it acts as a basal, which means background insulin for 24
hours. It doesn't really, it lasts like 21 hours, let's be honest, but they're working on it, they're trying, isn't it? So you have to
take it a bit before it's been 24 hours. This is the shortest needle length, so it comes up to about there. It's 4 millimeters.
I don't know if you would have noticed, probably not.
I have bumps on my arms from incorrectly injecting there when I wasn't shown properly by a dietitian. Basically, when you keep injecting into muscle rather than fat, your body just gets irritated by that, and it just forms like a place where, I don't know what to call it, but basically I'll insert a picture of how really bad bumps look.
The skin, whatever, the flesh rises up in that area. I have a bit of that on my stomach as well, so it's not as flat as it could be.
Lower back, like upper bottom, I got them there as well, just because, again, I was incorrectly informed of the right injection sites. But when I moved to the adult clinic, they were so helpful, and she told me I don't have to just inject in my lower part of my belly, but I can inject all
here around my belly button as well for other diabetics.
I didn't know that. I got you. What else was it? With my thighs, I wouldn't mind getting on my thighs. Obviously, I'm trying to get those hips, girl. I can do all muscle thigh, which I learned also at my Diana course.
Basically, anywhere where there's fat, not your breast though. Don't do that. It doesn't work that way for breasts. I don't know why. There's probably a lot of veins in there. Stop looking now.
Like a school day.
How is it living with diabetes? If you have any questions, I'll make another in-depth video about it.
It's about managing it. It's about managing your life. It is, like, I wouldn't say it's a hassle, but it's annoying, especially when people don't know what they're talking about. No offense to my family, but sometimes even they get it mixed up, and obviously it's like they've been living with it for 5 years with me. So when I am low, let's set the record straight. I do not need an injection. Well, either of these ones anyway. The injection I need is in an orange. How bad of me. I didn't bring it to uni. Do not tell anyone. You all know.
I rebuke it. I won't need it in Jesus' name anyway. So, amen. It's in an orange case.
And that is when you're like, when I get unconscious, that's when you would give me that emergency injection. But really, you should call the ambulance. That's like, the ambulance is taking time. You just want me to stay alive before I drop into a coma. Then you take it. So I'm all over the place. But basically, if I have a hyperglycemia, which is a hypo or a low, as I call it, shorthand, then you can drop into a coma. And also if my levels are too high, which is commonly found when you're just diagnosed, because obviously you haven't got the insulin being produced in your body, so your body just has all of this sugar going around, then you can also fall into a coma because your brain's not functioning right. It doesn't have the correct balance. So yeah, that's when I will need that emergency injection. When I'm low otherwise, and I'm conscious that I am low, I'm sort of in control, I know what's going on, then I need a fizzy drink. I need, with Lucozade, I need excess now because they've changed so like this is probably a new one. I need like 2 of these because they've reduced the sugar content. Before it had loads of sugar, and I would literally need like half of it to bring my levels back up. 7-Up is bae. Like you must always see me with 7-Up. If you know me, you know me at 7-Up. Like, boys, yeah. Yeah, I haven't gone into a coma or anything. Literally, I'll show you. I want to show you. This is my drawer full of stuff. At home I have like a box. Okay, it's got period pads and stuff as well, but that's literally all my all of my diabetic stuff. I don't really know anyone else with it. No one in my family has it. I'm the first. We think that I got it from the cervical cancer jab. So basically that triggered my immune system to just be like, oh hey, what's going on here, and stop producing insulin. Other people can get it from stress and so on. I'll never forget the woman I met in Hobbiton Hospital when I was getting my retinal eyes screening, because diabetes can affect your vision. And she told me she got diabetes from seeing someone's neck get run over. I'm really sorry about how gruesome that is. Even that hit me then, I felt like I got diabetes all over again. But yeah, the stress from that and just the shock from that just made her body malfunction and she became a diabetic. So literally it can happen to anyone. It's more common if it runs in your family for you to get it that way. To my future children, I really pray you don't have to go through this. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it can happen to anyone. I used to ask God, like, why me? And now I'm grateful because I know that there'll be someone who, like me, just needs someone to tell them it's okay, like it's fine, you can live a normal life. Like, I'm sure you wouldn't have known if you hadn't seen my Instagram blog or me making this video. You might not have known that I had it. Oh wow, I don't know why I'm getting upset now. So yeah, when it was my 1 year, sorry to go back on myself, when it was 1 year, I just cried in my boarding school room. I didn't leave. I didn't eat dinner, and obviously that caused more attention to come to me. So I was just like, leave me alone. Like, I don't like attention in that way anyway. Like, I don't want someone to make a fuss out of me. So a lot of the time, this is another silly thing I did. I must have been low, hyperglycemic, when in the middle of the night, my parents are home. I already thought like, oh, I've caused them stress. Like, they have to spend so much money now getting me treatment, as in buying drinks and stuff, getting extra food for if I need it. And I don't want to stress them out by calling them to help me with this load. So I got up, I made it down the stairs, cool. I got to the kitchen now, I just collapsed. I just knocked my head. And obviously African families, we like to cook a lot. So my mum had that big, I wouldn't call it a cake, but you know, that big round thing of oil, and I just knocked my head on that and I was gone. Then obviously my mum was panicking, but I'm still here, I'm alive today, thank God. Me being angry and stuff in general can affect my levels, just my normal mood and my level. So it works both ways. My level can affect my mood. I don't know if it's a cause and effect relationship, but if I'm high, I'm more irritable, as in hyper. It's not necessarily hyperactive. If I'm low, I tend to act like I'm drunk. So for those of you, I told you I'm naturally waved, I'm naturally lit and all of that stuff. Sometimes it's not natural, it's just my level dropping sort of thing. It's not like me being that girl. Yeah, man, it's annoying. It is annoying having it.
I don't really know what else to say.
Quite frankly, I don't think I want to talk about it anymore because I was actually alright today.
I was just living my life with diabetes, you know. But last night I kept going to the toilet. Like, I went to sleep really late. My level was just high for no reason, and I was also hungry. Symptom of being hyper. I wish it was tiredness at that point because I had a lecture today, but 2 reasons. Yeah, now I'm just rambling on.
By the way, a normal person's range, normal person being you, I'm assuming you're not a diabetic, would be between 4 and 8. We aim for between, really 4 is even dangerous for us because as soon as you just do one little walk somewhere, oop, 3.7 or something like that, and below 4 is basically a hypo, a low. So
I didn't really think to set up through before I did it, did I? Welcome to my channel. I look cute. Oh damn, where are you going, Lade?